What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, coming to y'all with that quick analysis. Today we're going to talk about LeBron and AD versus Russ and Harden. Two of the best duos, three duos, four duos, five duos in the NBA. Absolutely unguardable. And this was something interesting because we wanted to see small ball, micro ball, and against the Lakers. And it's going to be interesting because they have probably the best big man in the league, Anthony Davis. They have JaVale. They have Dwight Howard and guys that can really kill him on the glass if they decide to go that route. Obviously, you have a situation where they're going to be in a situation where it's going to be tough to guard LeBron because I don't think Covington can do it. PJ Tucker, they're going to try to switch everything, so he's probably not going to be on them either. And even if he is, LeBron is so big and so strong that he can finish over the top of him just because Tucker is just not long and he can't alter the shot enough to where LeBron will miss a layup or a dunk because he's so small height wise. He don't have the length and the size to really make it tough for LeBron in the paint. And then you have AD. AD is an absolute beast. He has been fantastic with LeBron. They're going to have the ability to get dump offs and lobs throughout the whole series, which is high percentage shots. And AD has been a great finisher and a great free throw shooter. So even if he can't finish, he can go to the free throw line and make them pay. I like aggressive AD, and once AD is feeling himself, he can shoot over basically everybody that the Rockets can throw at him. He can blow past basically everybody that the Rockets can throw at him. He's a great rebounder. I never looked at AD as an elite rebounder, but he's just so quick and so mobile that he's going to get a lot of chances at finishing and getting rebounds throughout this series. Not only that, LeBron, he was a guy that just averaged a triple double in the last series, and I don't see that changing either. I think LeBron is going to be the biggest factor why they win, just because he can see over most of their plays and their defenses, and it's going to make the job for him a lot easier. I know you'll look at it like, well, how is they going to guard the Rockets when they going small? Westbrook. If Westbrook is not going to attempt a three, and he's not going to be able to knock down the mid range because you can stay in front of him, then Westbrook become a little predictable and a guy that can really force things and cause a lot of chaos for the Lakers and for the Rockets. So he's not an X factor, he's a wild card. What type of Westbrook is you going to see throughout this series is going to mean how far it go. I got the Laker winning the series for people that want to know, but the better Westbrook plays, the better chance of them winning. We know that Westbrook is chaotic and real difficult in the fourth quarter. He proved that throughout his whole career. I think the Lakers are going to pressure him and force him to pick the ball up, force him to think a lot, force him into decisions. And if that happens, then Russell Westbrook can have a high turnover, low percentage series. But you can also look at it like this. If you have Westbrook with the ball in his hand, he should be able to get to the paint anytime he wants to, depending on the switch that the Lakers do, because he's just that quick and that athletic that he can blow past basically anybody. But if you don't stretch out that floor enough, or you put, like we've seen with Tony Allen, then you can always have that help defender or that trap, that wall defender to force Westbrook into a mid range or a three, which you will live with any time of the day. Now, Harden is a little different just because I don't think they have anybody on the Lakers that can guard him or make it tough for him. Just because Caldwell Pope just not strong enough to me to be able to take the physicality of Harden. I think Danny Green has the size and the mobility, but he just don't have the strength either to stay in front and really, be able to keep in front of Harden too from stopping them from getting to the basket. And if he can get to the free throw line, he can get to the basket. Harden will kill you every game, and he's basically unguardable anyway. But you don't want to help or trap or collapse just because he has so many guys that can knock down shots. And Covington been playing with a lot of confidence. He's letting it fly very quick. He's not even thinking about it, no hesitation. PJ Tucker is going to be in those corners, hunting for threes. Guys like Austin Rivers and Ben McLemore, they're going to have to step up if they get the minutes and knock down shots. when they're open and create from time to time. Jeff Green, I thought he was going to have an excellent series against Oklahoma, and he did. I don't really expect him to have that type of series against the Lakers because of the lineups that the Lakers will have out there and how they would defend them. I feel like the way OKC matchups and the way they played allowed Jeff Green to have that type of impact. I don't think he had that type of impact against the Lakers. And that just goes to show you, if you really like the Thunder, I mean, if you really like the Rockets, what is they really going to bring to the table outside of stretching out the floor and being able to get to the rim with guys like Harden and Westbrook? But is that going to be good enough to beat the Lakers 48 minutes per game? I don't really see it. Just because Harden can be a little careless, he can be a little lackadaisical on the defensive end, and a lot of the people on the Lakers, they don't mind letting LeBron do his thing. They don't mind letting AD do their thing. And I think AD and LeBron is the best duo in the league. They're the best complement to each other, and they play well off of each other. To me, Harden and Westbrook, the best way for them to play off each other if one or the other is going off, and then they can be able to take that double team and trap and get to the basket or knock down threes or create their own shot. AD can do that without LeBron, and LeBron can do that without AD. But also, when they're doing it together, they're basically unguardable and unstoppable, especially because the Rockets are so small, like I said in the beginning of the video. But you are going to need the Danny Greens and the Caldwell Popes to knock down their threes. I think that they're going to need Kyle Kuzma to be that guy that can still rebound and still be able to stretch the floor and create, because I don't see nobody that's going to really be able to stay in front of Kuzma. He should be able to score a lot of points in this series. I'm not saying 25 to 30, but 15 to 20, I think he's going to reach that a couple times in this particular series, just because the Rockets, they can play good defense and they can make it tough, but they just don't do it enough at an elite level that the Lakers are really going to be scared of them each and every possession. If anything, I will. If I'm the Lakers, I feel good about this series more than what people would think, just because the more the series go on, the more you can figure out how to defend them, the more you can figure out with players, because they don't change their game plan and they don't change their style. So you can adjust to it, you can adapt to it, and you can really make it difficult. I feel like the number one reason why OKC struggled to beat Houston, even though they came close basically every game in the last three, was because they just didn't have enough outside of Chris Paul when it comes to shot creation and being efficient when you're playmaking and scoring. I think with LeBron James being so ball dominant and having the ability to pass to guys that can knock down shots or really cause problems if you leave them open, I think if they're knocking down their threes and their creation is decent, they should be able to outscore the Rockets consistently. Just because I don't see the Rockets getting consistent offense through this series enough to the point where they should be able to beat the Lakers 4 games. I just don't see it. But I can also see a world where it's tough to defend them, but I still don't trust their ability to take care of the ball and make decisions enough to beat an elite defensive team like the Lakers and a duo like AD and LeBron. I just can't see the Rockets winning this series in a 48-minute game. Now, if it's all about the fourth quarter or one quarter, the Rockets can get hot, the Rockets can feel themselves, and the Rockets can lock down. But they just make too much mistakes, and they just too careless, and sometimes they don't play great defense throughout the whole game, and that allowed teams to go on runs, and that allowed teams to be able to get a lead or a cushion on them. And they also have struggles like we done seen closing games, just because Harden sometimes stray away, sometimes Westbrook will kill you, and that can hurt when you're trying to beat an elite team like the Lakers 4 times, because every time you lose a game, you get closer to losing, and the more you get closer, the less mistakes and the less things you can up on. And if that's the case, next thing you know, you're down 4-1, 4-3. I mean 4-2, and the series is over. So to me, I'm really looking forward to seeing Harden versus LeBron. Never thought it'd happen because LeBron was in the East basically his whole career. I am happy that we finally get to see it. This is a team that loves to go big, and this is a team that it goes the smallest. So it's going to be a clash in style, a clash in ways of play, and a clash in, you know, a style that we have to get used to, which is the Rockets. But I just don't see them playing enough championship basketball to beat the Lakers. And I feel like even though the Lakers do struggle to score, even though the Lakers can be a little bit predictable themselves, they adjust and make enough changes to the point where I don't see the Rockets doing that, and that might cost them the series with their carelessness, their ability not to be on the same page defensively for 48 minutes, and their ability not to make adjustments and changes that can really help them win or steal games in a series. You're going to really have to expect the duo of Russell Westbrook and James Harden to do the heavy lifting throughout the whole entire series for them to be able to beat the Lakers 4 games, and I just don't see that happening in this particular series. Maybe against OKC, maybe against Utah, Denver. I don't really see them being able to do that against Frank Vogel and the Rockets, and that's why I have them losing in 6. Let me know what you guys think. Who gonna win the series? I do read every comment. Feel free to leave a comment. Not only that, like the video. Thanks for everybody that liked already. Also, share. I have over 1,000 videos, and if you like this video, you enjoyed it, share, because it allows me to reach more people. The more people that see it, the more people it reach, the more I can grow. And everybody that does that already thinks I appreciate it. I'm letting y'all know that now. Not only that, I have videos just like this. I have over 1,000 videos on my channel. If you like videos like breakdowns of players, legends, and also rookies, and also summer league breakdowns, summer league coverage, draft coverage, also free agency, trade deadline, season previews, playoff predictions like this. If you love basketball, you can't get enough of it. You need that nutrients each and every day. This is the channel for you, as I make videos every day. Not only that, um, the thing that's very interesting to me is seeing what you guys do think about this series, just because so many people think that the kryptonite to the Lakers is a good 3-point shooting team, and the fact that they have guys like Westbrook and Harden can get their own food is very interesting to see how the Lakers are going to defend and guard that, considering that they like to go big. But other than that, I do have merchandise. You can check out my Spreadshirt. That'll be in the description in the comment section below. You can also message me on Facebook. You can change the color of the shirt, change the color of the logo. Just pick the ones I got on display. Message me and I can get it shipped out to you. Other than that, Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, I'm gone. Let me know who you think going to win. Let me know how many games you think it's going to take for the team you picked to win. And let me know if you're ready for this matchup of 2 MVPs going at it for the chance to go to the Western Conference Finals and a chance to become closer to the NBA Finals and possible champions. Whoever wins this series is going to have bragging rights, and it's also going to be fun for everybody that wants to see. And this is something that, I've been hoping for, and we got it. Let's see what happens.